Hello friends, uh, today we are going to discuss on the separation of group second elements. Now we are going the group second elements. The precipitating reagent is the dilute HCl and in boiling condition with passing through the H2S gas to get the precipitate of second group elements, and the residues of second group elements is separated by the uh, this flow chart. Uh, this second group elements was the group of second residue with 2 ml or sufficient amount of the solution of ammonium chloride, that is the saturated with an H2S gas, uh, and to give the black residues and centrifugate. To discard the centrifugate and transfer the residue into the small beaker, and then add 5 ml of yellow, that is the ammonium sulfide as the ammonium polysulfide solution, and heat to about 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, and to maintain at this temperature for 5 minutes with stirring. And if there is precipitate and cool and centrifuge, this is the separation of group second elements. The image for cell H2S ammonium polysulfide and heat up to 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. To get the black residues, the uh, mercury sulfide, lead sulfide, bismuth sulfide, copper sulfide, and cadmium sulfide, and centrifugate, which contains the uh, tin, selenium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium. These elements which are present in the centrifugate. The residues black Ag is this group is known as the secondary A group elements, and the centrifugate which contains the group of elements is known as the group second B elements. Here the group first element is the group first element, that is group second A group elements is the this residue is the black residue is the washed 2 times using the uh, distilled water and centrifuged and discard the washing. Transfer the residue into small beaker and add 10 ml of dilute nitric acid and boil for about 5 minutes. If some solid material remains, cool and centrifuge. Again, to get the residues is mercury sulfide and centrifuge which contains the lead, copper, cadmium, and bismuth. These three elements, four elements which are present in the centrifuge, and residues as a black residues as a mercury sulfide. And this residue is separated, and the centrifuge which contains the uh, lead, copper, cadmium, and bismuth. This centrifuge which contains a nitrate form of lead nitrate, bismuth, copper, and cadmium nitrate. Then add dilute H2SO4 till the precipitate of this is the precipitate of the lead Pb bismuth hydroxide. In this with addition of dilute sulfuric acid to get the lead sulfate, get precipitate of lead sulfate, and centrifuge which contains the copper, cadmium, and bismuth. This uh, the bismuth, copper, cadmium. Again add concentrated ammonia if the residue remains centrifuge, and with addition of ammonia to get the precipitate of bismuth hydroxide, and centrifuge which contains copper and cadmium. With this separation of copper and cadmium by using the potassium ferrocyanide, ferricyanide, uh, to get the blue PPT of copper ApACN6, and therefore the copper is separated, and the cadmium again to pass the H2 gas to get the yellow PPT of cadmium.